Hey everyone, today we have a Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty, and this one is Emerald Sky. So this is actually a really interesting one because it's both a hypercolors and a glow putty. I don't know if they really have many of these. They might just have a couple. But the hypercolor is color changing, so it's heat sensitive. As it's cooler, it's one temperature, and as it gets warmer, it changes color. And then this one has a glow in the dark property as well. You can kind of see here on the outline of the package, that green color shows you what color it will glow in the dark. So this one should glow green. Here's the back of the tin. Try to get it focused there. Let's see, there it goes, okay. But we'll get right into this one. So this is the 3.2 ounce size as well. Okay, so there it is right off the bat. A very, very pretty blue color for this one. Let's get it out of the tin. I'll put this down here. And this actually would get a little bit darker. It's room temperature right now. I have found with the hypercolor putties that at room temperature, they don't get to be as dark as maybe they would normally. So sometimes if you want to have a lot of fun with them, I would actually recommend maybe putting them in the freezer, like the tin in the freezer for, 10, 15 minutes. And that's really fun to do because you'll get a much darker color on your initial starting color. But it's also kind of really fun to play with the putty at that temperature. It's a little bit firmer, it's a little bit stiffer. And the cold temperature is interesting on the hands. It's nice to kind of feel it warm up as you move along. But yeah, this one is very, very firm. The textures of these putties varies from soft to firm, and this one is extremely firm. I would put it at the top of the spectrum there for firmness or softness. Definitely very, very firm. Would hold its shape well or bounce well, as the firmer putties normally do. But just really honestly, right off the bat, I really do like this blue color. It's very, very nice, very aesthetic, very, very good. But what I'm going to do here is actually rip this off into a separate piece, if it'll let me, and kind of put this into its own little piece over here. That'll be our starting one. And I actually have here with me my cup of tea. This is pretty boiling hot, and I'll explain what I'm going to do here in a minute. I'm going to take a piece off here. I'm going to flatten it out, and while I'm doing the rest of this video, I'm going to just stick it on my glass like this. Let me get it stuck on there really good, because this is a very hot mug right now, filled with my tea that I'm having. Okay. We'll just leave it there for a bit. And here's our original again over here. Okay. So this particular hypercolor putty, it is a little bit of one of their older putties. I'm recording this here in 2023, and it is a little trickier to change color. Personally, I haven't really had great success getting it to change color, and you will kind of hear that from others as well. I usually read all the reviews about the putties, and I see a lot of people with the hypercolors saying, man, it wouldn't change color for me. I can never get the change that you see on the tin. And I would say, unfortunately, there is some truth to that, depending on the specific putty that you bought, because some of the newer hypercolor putties that Crazy Aaron sells are phenomenal. I have some videos here on the channel showing that, and they'll change color within just sometimes seconds, and certainly within just a couple of minutes of play, you get a really satisfying color change. But these older ones and some of the other older hypercolors I have, unfortunately, they just don't do it as well. And what I've seen some people who have posted videos of the putty, they actually have gone as far to put their putty into a cup of boiling water or to put it in the microwave. And that is not recommended by Crazy Aaron's. I actually reached out to their customer support to ask about that, and they advise, please do not do that. It could damage the putty, it could degrade the quality, it could contaminate it, ruin your putty essentially. So they said, do not put it in the microwave, do not put your putty in water, even though that would probably get this light color we're seeing on the tin. but don't do it. But what they said you can do is wrap it around a mug, like I've done here, a hot mug. So boil some water in a mug, or on a stove, and pour it into a mug so the mug gets really nice and hot. Don't put it in the liquid, but kind of plaster it around there. And that is safe to do, as well as putting the tin in the freezer or the refrigerator. I wouldn't leave it in the fridge or freezer for a very long time, but definitely 15-30 minutes, that is fine, and we'll get some of the darker color. So I've been playing it by hand here. Pretty much nothing. Maybe the slightest color change, but really not too much. I'm going to try to hold it here in my hand really, really tight. But yeah, that's kind of the bummer with some of these older hypercolors, is just, unfortunately, I haven't really been able to get a good color change normally. And I played with these sometimes up to 15-20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes a few times, just pushing and kneading and stretching and getting as much heat on it as possible. And it's quite a difficult task. So a little bit lighter there now. I'm getting a little bit lighter from holding it so close in my hand. But let me take that piece that I had on the mug here, and we'll see what happened there. It is stuck a little bit. But yeah, look at that. It is lightening up here. So, and this is probably not even as hot as it could be, because, it was pretty hot when I brought it up here, but just with the time of this video, and, it's not going to hold that boiling temperature forever. But yeah, a little bit lighter. But then actually achieving, this super light color that you see here, I don't think I've been able to do that, even putting it on the mug. Like, maybe getting it a little bit close to this. But yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten it exactly that color. But this one is the glow in the dark too. So I have my glow light here. Well, it's not a glow light, it's actually a UV light. These glow putties only glow with natural light or UV light. Definitely would recommend getting a light like this. They could be pretty inexpensive. I think this one was $10, but you could get them much cheaper. This is a little bit more powerful. Anyway, let's give it a charge here. Doesn't take very long. This one's supposed to glow green. We'll just charge this light piece. Well, let's charge the two of them, and we'll leave the top one uncharged. Though it's going to get a little bit of light since they're sitting so close together. And I'm going to go turn off the light, and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, so there you have it. It does have a glow. I would say that this one, compared to some of the other glow putties, also, it's not glowing as brightly, I would say, as some of the other green glow putties I have. But I mean, it definitely does what it says. I mean, that is a green glow. It's fading pretty quickly here, and it's not super bright, but again, it does do the trick. And then there's the back side. That's not really picking up on the camera at all. It's already it's getting dimmer and dimmer, so the camera is struggling to pick it up. But there it is. Let me go turn the light back on. And I'm going to be really thankful I didn't knock my tea over in the process of being in the dark. But yeah, again, I mean, I could try playing with this again for another 10-15 minutes. Obviously, won't do that for this video. But it is a little disappointing that you can't get a really dramatic color change, as quickly as some of their newer putties. But really kudos to Crazy Aaron's for improving their hypercolor formula in the new ones like Magic Dragon, Intergalactic, and I'm excited to see what else they do, because the new formulas are a treat to play with. They work super well. So don't give up on this hypercolor brand. Keep an eye open for new ones to come. They're a ton of fun. But yeah, I guess you got a little color change in there, but I just wish it would do a little bit more. It's always fun then twirling it together and mixing it up. Okay. But that is your Emerald Sky Thinking Putty. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, I would definitely appreciate a like on the video and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. But that will be it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon.